Okay, I'm up. Ready for another day of adventure. Hey, Sam.
You ready to head out?
I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Okay. We'll meet you on board your ship. Talk more when we get there. Once we land on Aquila, it's gonna be you and me. So if you want to do any freewheeling before then, Cora and I will just be riding passenger.
Dust off. Landing initiated. Watch for flaring.
So, this is Aquila. The weather's rather nice.
Alright, we're here. You ready? Because once we get started, I'm gonna be riding your tail till this is over.
What about Cora? She coming?
She stays with the ship, usually. Got a few more years to go before I let her swill whiskey in some backwater bar.
Understood. Let's get going.
There's something you should know up front. I'm a Co. As in Solomon Co., first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected to an artifact, it's something of a family legend. After planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping Aquila, and he found a tiny little patch of nothing on his sensors. The kind of nothing an artifact produces. He called it the Empty Nest. Said it was a place even the wildlife of Aquila wouldn't go.
Solomon Co. is your ancestor. Your family built Aquila City?
Yeah, and the Coes have been coasting on that for 10 generations now. Solomon's always a larger-than-life figure if you read the histories, but if you just listen to a few recordings of the man, he was simple. Just wanted to keep moving forward.
Why not just use a planet scan to find it?
Because you'll find a whole lot of nothing. Gravitational anomalies are a little hard to pick up in an area with tons of starship traffic. Not to mention all the electronics from the city, and security scramblers that the Free Star or smugglers on the frontier put down.
So we find this empty nest, and then the artifact.
Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
Okay.
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
Never a dull moment around here.
I know you. You're Sam Coe. The Marshal will be damn glad to have another Free Star Ranger helping out.
Afraid your information is a couple years out of date.
What's the trouble?
Well, all I know is there was an attempted bank robbery and things went sideways. You'd have to ask the Marshal if you want the whole story.
Is Marshal Blake in charge of security?
Not usually, but he took charge of the situation because the bank robbers are part of the Shaw gang. The Marshal's had a lot of experience dealing with the gang, so he's calling the shots.
How do I get to Gal Bank?
It's just behind me on the right. The place is on lockdown, so you should steer clear unless you can help out.
If people are in danger, then I want to help.
I guess that'd be the Marshal's call. Frankly, it ain't going well. Looks to be a stalemate. Maybe a little outside help will do some good.
Well, I doubt those robbers are gonna let us leisurely peruse the Gal Bank vault. We better see if we can help move this situation along.
You stay where I can see you, Marshal.
Aquila City. Feels like I spent half my life trying to get out of this place.
You planning to tell me your demands at some point? You find someone we can trust, and maybe we will. Like who?
Not you, not one of your rangers, and not these city guards, neither.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
Marshal Blake?
You need to stand back now.
Sounds like you could use some help.
I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know you. Now please, stand back.
Aquila City at its finest, I see. Never a dull moment.
Well, I'll be damned. Sam Cole. Been a long time. I won't hold my breath about you being here to take the badge again. Listen, Sam, just so you know, I don't blame you for how it went down. For the others, though, you might get a different reception.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying so. But I figure some of that reception is owed. Still, I appreciate the sentiment, Marshal. It seems you got a situation. My friend here may be the answer you're looking for.
All right, Sam. I'll trust your judgment on this one. Some folks from the Shaw gang tried to rob the place, but they got spotted by a guard. They took everyone inside hostage, and now they're keeping a watch so we can't move against them. They're using the intercom to communicate.
The Shaw Gang?
It's a big group that hides outside the city and runs smuggling jobs off-world. They take in all kinds, rookies and veterans alike. Judging by their lack of preparation, I'd say this particular group is green as hell. Probably their first attempt at heist. That should work in our favor. Right about now, they're probably wishing they've just stayed home.
They must have made some demands by now.
They won't talk to me. Say they don't trust the badge. They want a neutral negotiator. In other words, they didn't have a plan for this, so they're stalling while they come up with one.
Maybe I can talk some sense into them.
All right, I'm willing to allow that. But a few things first. Say what you have to, but whatever they ask for, there's no way in hell I'm giving it to them. Also, there are lives at stake, so don't get cavalier. Find out what they want, and then report back to me.
Take it slow and steady. Look for every opportunity to de-escalate. You got this.
Hey, you in the bank. I'm sending in a negotiator, so don't shoot.
Hands where I can see
Security
him.
around here is a joke.
Activating charm mode. Here we go.
You're the negotiator, huh? If you think you're just gonna walk up here and get us to surrender, you're dead wrong.
First, I'd like to know who I'm talking to. What's your name?
It's Jed. Jed Bullock.
Good to meet you, Jed. I'm Evie Miessa.
Well, ain't you polite? So tell me, stranger, how do I know you're gonna deal straight with us?
I give you my word, Jed. I just want to help.
I don't know you, so why should your word mean anything to me?
Look, I just want to help make sure things end the right way.
I see what you mean.
I'm sure you're ready for a change of scenery by now.
Nothing we can't handle.
Don't waste my time with this bullshit. You and I both know you have no choice but to trust me.
Whoa! Take it easy there.
If nothing else, I'm your ticket out of that bank.
We're hunkered down nice and snug in here. Nothing you say is gonna change my mind, so let's just move on.
What's the condition of the hostages?
They talk too damn much. Complain about everything. But as much as we'd like to, none of us has shot one yet.
Tell me your demands.
We want to guarantee a safe passage to the spaceport and a ship. We'll drop the hostages off somewhere safe in the system. After that, we'll radio back where they are, and the Marshal and his crew can come and get them. But if anybody follows us when we break orbit, we start shooting people. Got it?
How do I know you'll keep your word?
What, you think we want to stay locked up in here? Hell no!
That's a pretty tall order.
Then persuade the Marshal that it ain't. This whole damn job's gone wrong. It was supposed to be just a quick hit. Clean and simple, you know? So let's all try to keep our heads, yeah? Because my guys, they're going crazy in here. I don't know how much longer we can last.
It's not too late to end this peacefully.
What do you mean?
Nobody's been hurt yet. Surrender now and the judge might go easy on you.
Maybe you're right. Nobody gets hurt, we won't have to rot in jail for the rest of our lives.
What if your hostages have families? You really want to deprive children of their parents?
You have to believe me, we never meant to take hostages.
This is between you and the marshal. Leave innocent people out of it.
You're right. None of this is their fault. Nobody's been hurt. So maybe the judge won't come down too hard on us. Yeah. I think this has gone on long enough. You go tell the marshal we'll come quietly.
You'd make a decent ranger with the way you handled that.
I'm glad everything worked out.
Security around here is a joke.
Those guys are scared. I can tell. What's the word?
Those amateurs folded like a house of cards.
Is that so? And what did you say to make them fold so quick?
I won them over with my irresistible charm.
Ha! Well, you don't lack for confidence. Well, I bet you could sell dirt to a Dusty. Here. You've more than earned this. You got us out of a tough spot, and you did it with courage that's not common. As a matter of fact, you might just be Freestar Ranger material. If you're interested, head on over to the Rock and ask for Emma Wilcox. She handles the new recruits.
Okay.
All right. Now the lives are on the line. Let's get back in Galbank, see if we can get those maps. Family has a few different deposit boxes secured in here, so let's look around. Here's a copy of the key. Okay, now remember, Solomon was from an earlier generation, so it's not going to be on a slate. Big bundles of paper is what we're after.
All right. Nothing here. Nope. I found something. A note for you, it seems.
Oh, no. Jacob. Of course that old mule saw this coming.
Who's Jacob? Why'd he take the maps?
He's just a bitter old man. Interfering in what's none of his business.
I'm walking into drama. This is the part where I walk into drama.
You gonna be like this the whole way? Damn it. I was hoping to avoid the estate. Cora's gonna be so mad.
Why would Cora be mad?
Because I told her we wouldn't have time to check in with her. Look, I was trying not to do this, okay?
Sam, level with me here. Tell me who Jacob is.
We really gotta do this?
We're going to the estate anyway. I'm going to find out.
You're not wrong.
We can't work together if you don't trust me.
I know, it's just... it's personal. Alright, fine. He's my dad, okay? We're not exactly on friendly terms. He probably figured I'd come for the maps at some point. Got ahead of me. Family business just wasn't something I wanted to get into, you know?
What about Cora? She and your dad get along?
God, that's the worst part. They're thick as thieves. Last thing I need is Jacob in her life. Let's leave it at that.
Thanks for opening up to me, Sam.
Yeah, well, sorry I'm such a pain about it. No forgiveness between me and my old man. It's, code tradition. Alright, shall we?
Of course. Once we get our hands on the artifact, I'm eager to do some shopping in Aquila City.
Is Solomon Coe really all that? Some make it seem like he built the whole damn Freestar Collective by himself.
I'm sure some of the tales grew in the telling, but no one denies he found Cheyenne. And set up his camp not far from here. Aquila City was his baby.
I don't buy it, though. The United Colonies wouldn't let some ragtag settlers stake a system like this without a fight.
It was a different time. Everything was new, everyone fleeing Earth as quick as you can. If he tried it today, I'm sure the UC would have shut him down.
I can't wait to get back to the ship. Gravity here's something else.
Really? I thought you'd be used to it, considering it's your home and all. Coming through. This is the place, right?
Just one quiet day. Not too much to ask for.
Hang in there.
Well, well. Sam Coe finally decides to darken our doorstep again.
You know why I'm here.
Oh? And what's that? You come to your senses? Realize where you ought to be for once?
I ain't asking again.
You ain't asked once. Let's hear it. I want you to say the words about what's more important to you than family.
Okay, this was a mistake.
The only mistake I'm seeing here is you. Bringing your Constellation lackey here instead of my granddaughter. Come to help Sam loot his ancestry? You're not getting those maps. Full stop.
Just why do you two hate each other so much anyway?
There's only one place a Coe ought to be. And it ain't out there in the Starfield doing Lord knows what. Putting our future at risk.
I got just as much right to those maps as anyone else in this family.
That's exactly right, Sam. We all share Solomon's legacy. Only some of us are around to live up to it, and some of us aren't.
All right, that's enough. Come on, let's you and I talk. In private.
Welcome home, Sam. Make your visit short, okay? It's what you do.
Give me a sec. All right, let's talk options.
You need a minute? Want to talk about what just happened?
No, I don't. It's just... It's been a while, but this is how it goes. Every time.
I could speak to Jacob. He might see reason.
You're flying in the face of my 30-plus years experience with the man, but all right. I hope you like arguing.
Trust me, I can be very persuasive. May I have a word?
What is it this time, Constellation?
What's your problem with Constellation, anyway?
You mean besides the fact that you're some independent group that doesn't know where your loyalties lie? Or are you referring to the fact that my granddaughter lives in your clubhouse rather than in her family home?
Be reasonable. We need those maps, Jacob.
Well, that's not your decision, is it? It's Coe property by birthright. It stays here.
Constellation just wants to follow up on Solomon's work.
You really believe that, don't you?
Sam's your son. You don't want to help him?
You think I'm not trying to help him? Can't believe I'm saying this. But if it'll get you out of my hair, then fine. You can have the maps. They're in the other room, here. Key.
Thank you so much. I have it.
Alright, let's see if we can find the empty nest. Alright, let me think. The way I heard it, the readings he was getting were normal at first, then they bottomed out. And no creature, alien or otherwise, would dare step inside. There. Found it. Oh boy. That's a problem.
Whatever it is, we can handle it.
Well, you ain't wrong. But let's take a look at what we're up against. First, it's in the middle of the frontier, which we already expected. No problems there, but the usual tussling with alien wildlife. But the empty nest is a cave right in the middle of Shaw Gang territory. Same outlaws who held up Galbank.
How are they surviving outside the walls?
Criminal groups in Aquila always find a way. But they usually have to keep on the move to avoid the Ashta. Well, it could just be a coincidence that the cave we want happens to be where the Shaw Gang runs around. But something doesn't feel right.
Bringing outlaws to justice sounds like fine work.
Well, just remember, it's about the artifact, not them. Hurting bad guys puts a smile on your face, that's a bonus. Let's get to that cave.
Should we warn them about the Ashta? We got a big old sign. Danger. If they open up the gate and go out there, it's on their own head. But if they're far afield, they got no idea what they're in for. You want to warn them? You know I don't like talking to strangers. Then you chose a hell of a profession. Outside is really, really dangerous. You see a danger sign in Akita City, better know we mean it.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
Alright, this is Shaw Gang territory. And they're usually not willing to talk. Be ready.
Gotcha. Let's try out this new gun I got from the Centaurian arsenal. Sounds like a fight is happening ahead. I'm guessing they're fighting against some alien wildlife? That's the last one. Let's head inside.
Damn it! She's under fire! Damn it! With holes.
Good time's coming up. As long as there aren't any beasties, the cave can be an explorer's best friend. Grab everything useful.
Found it. More floating crystals.
You've done this before, right? Care to do the honors?
Leave it to me. Yeah, I'm fine. Let's get out of here. Another vision. This time it was more detailed, but I'm still puzzled about what I witnessed. Uh-oh. Looks like trouble ahead.
I think that's far enough. Hate to put a hole in the head of Aquila's own prodigal son. At least not before we've had a word.
You must be Shaw.
What I am is disappointed. Samco in the flesh, and he's peddling around the frontier with the has-beens of Constellation. Now you got past my crew, who I pay quite handsomely, I might add. Grabbed something from that weird cave. Probably whatever's been keeping the Ashta away. So, I'm down one hideout. Now, let's talk about what all that's worth to me. Your lives, your credits. One or the other, really.
We can work this out. No need for violence.
Oh, really? Let's hear it.
We got past all your crew before. You fight us, you'll lose.
Tough talk. But you've backed it up so far, I'll admit.
This is an important scientific discovery. Let us go and you'll be in the history books.
Huh. The Shaw Gang's name in print outside a wanted poster does sound nice. Fine. Get the hell out of here before I change my mind. I see you again. You're dead.
You. This is your fault! You better lend us a hand! I'm moving! Fire! Shit!
I guess I owe you something for dealing with the Ashta. Take it and get lost.
Oh, thanks. And yeah, we'll get out of your hair. Now that's sorted out, I can finally take some time to explore Aquila City. First stop, the Rangers HQ. Reminds me of my time in Colorado.
Breathing? Back to normal yet?
Mostly. Still feels a little weird, though. Guess I'm not used to having the tube out. But it's nothing that would keep me from getting back out there.
You need to give it more time, Amber.
Guess that means you won't be telling the Marshal that I'm approved for field duty.
Not yet. There could still be a setback, and I'd need to be close at hand if that happens.
Fine. But you should know that I'm crawling the walls in here.
You just take it easy. Shouldn't be long now.
Hi there.
You seen those Ashta outside the walls? They keep me in business, if you take my meaning. You get in a scrape, best come see me after.
How's being a doctor in Aquila?
Overall, not too bad. People keep me hopping all the time. Mainly it's minor scruffs, bruises, the occasional broken arm. The real work is when someone gets attacked by an Ashta. Those are the bad times.
I could use some medical supplies.
Sure, here you go. Stay safe. I mean it.
I will. Wow, this bar looks so cool.
That's pretty crazy, even by Shaw Gang standards.
Well, nobody ever accused those boys of having an overabundance of common sense.
Damn, Diego. What are you doing? Do what?
Hiya.
The stories about you, they ain't all real.
Stories never are. You keep rangering day by day, you'll get there, kid.
Don't be causing trouble now.
Are you Emma?
You got some business with me?
The Marshal sent me.
Oh, well if the Marshal sent you to me, That means he's looking to recruit you. Just so you know what you're getting into, I'll explain who we are and what we do. Well, the Freestar Rangers ensure the safety and security of the Freestar Collective and its people. We might hunt down a fugitive, break up a smuggling operation, investigate a starship theft, or put some would-be bank robbers behind bars. Whatever needs doing to keep the people safe, we do.
Don't most places have their own security force?
Sure, but we Rangers work across the whole of Freestar Collective space.
I think that's admirable.
Like most things that are worth doing, it ain't always easy. But, do I think we make the Freestar Collective a little safer for everyone? Yeah, I do. I imagine you've got some questions. I'll answer anything I can.
What authority do the Freestar Rangers have?
Well, in theory, a Freestar Ranger can go anywhere in Freestar Collective space, even private property. But of course, it doesn't always work out that way. We also have jurisdiction over any local security when we're tracking a fugitive.
Are there a lot of Rangers?
The number's always changing due to retirements, recruiting, and unfortunately, death in the line of duty. But as far as I know, there's never been more than a dozen Rangers at any one time.
I know what I need to. Let's continue.
Okay then. A word about myself. I'm in charge of making sure anyone that wants to be a Freestar Ranger is up to the task. That being said, the Marshal wouldn't send you here if he didn't think you had potential. So, what's it gonna be? Are you ready to sign up with the Freestar Rangers?
It's a big decision. Let me think it over.
Look, you have to be completely sure about this, so take whatever time you need. Just come and find me if you decide you want to join.
I will.
Good to see you. Well, hey there.
What can I get
I heard you talking to the doctor. What happened?
Came to talk.
Got into a tussle with a Shaw Gang smuggling ship in Kodos orbit. Had to limp back to Aquila City, with my ride mostly in one piece. It was a bit of a hard landing, you might say. Got a few broken ribs and a concussion. Turns out one of those ribs punctured a lung. Had a breathing tube in for a spell, but that's gone now. Seems I'm healing up pretty good.
What happened to the other ship?
Judge people too much, by the way.
Last I saw, it was on fire and doing a swan dive into the Kodos sky.
Glad it wasn't worse.
I appreciate you saying so. Truth is, I've been in tougher scrapes than that. But here I am, still carrying on.
What do you do around here?
Right now, not much of anything. Doc says I need a rest. Meanwhile, I've been trying to make myself useful, reading dispatches and reports and such. That way, when I'm cleared for field duty, I'll know the lay of the land.
Okay, nice talking to you.
So, think you've got what it takes to be a Ranger?
Welcome to the Rock, I guess. Diego Monroe, at your service. Well, theoretically.
What's your job in the Rangers?
Well, if you're asking me to toot my own horn, I will oblige. I'm a senior ranger. I coordinate all manner of things, great and small, for our outfit. If you've ever seen the mission board, that's my baby. It's restricted to rangers, though.
How'd you end up as a Ranger?
Just about the hardest way possible. I had, shall we say, a checkered past. Rangers caught me dead to rights and offered a deal. Leniency might help take down my, well, criminal associates. So I took the deal. It's real touch and go, but a lot of bad guys went down.
You were a criminal then?
Why, yes. Yes, I was. Not a half bad one, either. Might have gotten a little too cocky, tempted fate too many times, but mainly, I underestimated the Rangers. Big mistake.
I'm surprised you wound up a Ranger then.
Initially, all I could do was lament my fortune. Prison, it ain't easy. But I served my sentence. Searched the dark recesses of the soul. I realized the only time I felt genuinely good about myself was working with the Rangers. So after a parole for the very best of behaviors, I nagged the Rangers night and day until they gave me a chance. Haven't looked back since.
I see. I'm glad you chose a different path.
Adios.
I feel for the folk in the stretch. I try and give a credit or two to the Low House when I'm able.
This here's the best bar in town. Safest, too. How can I help? What I've got's better than any swill they'll serve you in the United Colonies. I promise you that.
Quite a place you've got here.
Ah, it's not mine. I just work here. Yeah, I guess technically the city owns it, but it's really the Freestar Rangers' place more than anyone else's. But yeah, I'm happy to work here. The pay's decent, but it's also the safest job I've ever had.
Let's see what you got.
Here you go.
I've got what I needed, thanks.
Well, you know where to find me.
Late one night, Annie Wilcox tried to arrest me for public indecency. She'll be a terror when she grows up.
I see.
Good to see you.
We got a lot of bars in the city, all class joints.
Okay, time to scout around for some shops.
I get all kinds in here. Rangers, traders, locals, tourists. They all come to me for supplies. Everyone needs supplies. Suppose that's a good thing.
You seem tired?
Exhausted, more like. It's just me running things here. Makes for some real long work days. Of course, that's in addition to the special orders, trade contracts, and supply arrangements that I deal with on a daily basis. I also work with the Council of Governors, the Trade Authority, the Freestar Rangers, you name it. Feels like I'm providing a service to the city while trying to run a business. So yeah, I don't get a lot of sleep.
Show me what you have for sale.
Take a gander.
Thanks for the trade.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh, a bookstore. Those are a rare sight these days.
Could I get a digital copy of the things I buy here?
No.
What? Why not?
I sell books, physical books.
Space is a premium on my ship. If I could download it to my slate, I could have a whole library.
There are places you can go for that, ma'am. Just not my shop. Good day.
Wait, can't we...
We're done here. If you want to purchase anything, just let me know. Or if you have any rare finds. If you ever find an old Earth printing of City of God, I have been looking for it for ages.
Do you run this store by yourself?
Yes. I had a husband, but he's no longer with us. We loved to travel, and always we'd be looking for rare books. Most of what you see here are mementos. It's sometimes hard to sell, but books are not meant to be hoarded. They're meant to be shared and spark something in us.
You really love books, don't you?
Movies, slates, theater, all have their appeal. But books, you can get a window to mankind in its earliest days. Whether adventure with Homer, or the actual thoughts of Julius Caesar penned in his own hands. And they offer visions of the future and wonderfully impossible things and might-have-beens. So, yeah, I do like books.
I'd like to see what's for sale.
Take your time.
Thank you.
I hope you come back.
Co-Heritage Museum. Well, I've got to check this out.
No way!
I have artifacts that date all the way back to the time of Solomon Coe himself.
Everything you see here is a piece of Aquila City's history.
I'd like to learn about Aquila City's history.
Aquila City was founded over 150 years ago by Solomon Coe, a scientist and explorer from Earth. Along with other settlers, Coe built the structures you see in the part of the city we call the core. Those proud buildings still stand today. The planet was dangerous, so they built a wall around their settlement. Eventually, they ran out of space and started building outside the wall.
Tell me what happened after that.
There were so many buildings that they had to build another, larger wall, forming a second outer ring around the growing city. Of course, the city didn't stop growing, and before long, the third wall, the outer wall you see today, was constructed. Today, Aquila City is the proud capital of the Freestar Collective, and the Council of Governors continues to meet here when they need to.
Tell me about Solomon Coe.
Most people know Solomon Coe as the founder of Aquila City and the father of the Freestar Collective. He was an astrophysicist who lived on Earth in a place called Wyoming. Solomon was born around the time people first started living in space. Later in life, he designed starships, and when Earth was in peril, those ships helped to save humanity by taking them to new homes in the stars.
I find stories of the early pioneers fascinating.
The bravery and heroism it took to save humanity. Whew, goosebumps. During the Great Exodus, Solomon came to this world. He named our star Cheyenne, which was also a place on Earth, and gave Aquila its name too. He and some others built the settlement that would go on to become Aquila City, and his descendants still live here today.
How's the museum going?
Very well. People are proud of their history here, so we get more visitors than I was expecting. So it gets pretty busy here, especially with school field trips.
I travel a lot. I can keep my eyes open for things for your museum.
There are some things I would kill to have. I mean, wait, not literally. But I would pay a lot for. You see, the Coe family lost a treasure trove of old historic documents ages ago. And those documents would be priceless to have here.
Huh. Those old things.
What sort of documents are you looking for?
Well, all of them were owned by our city's founder, Solomon Coe. He's more than that, really. He's one of the greatest heroes of the settled systems. These documents would be, like I said, priceless to the museum and to our guests.
I can see why you'd want them in your museum.
Their absence pains me. Jacob Coe and I have talked at length, and his great-grandfather was a troubled man. He sold off various historic documents to cover debts. They could be anywhere.
Troubled is a charitable way of putting it. Great-grandpa was a walking disaster. He almost lost everything, family estate included. Those documents she's talking about, they're real. We even have a few that survived.
Your father donated what was left to the museum.
Jacob did what? I didn't think charity was in his vocabulary.
If you find any of that trove of documents, I will pay dearly for it.
I'll keep my eyes open for them.
Thank you. Think of the future generations that could benefit from seeing such important history.
Okay, I'm gonna look around.
The museum is always open to you.
A gun owned by Solomon Coe, no doubt. I believe this is a navigational tool used in the days of old. Some furniture from the past. To be honest, they haven't evolved all that much. I remember from my studies that sailing ships saw widespread use on Earth in the time before the 19th century. Come to think of it, I've never been on a mission to any time period before the 21st century. I guess it's because my abilities are more suited to time periods that involve advanced technology. My curiosity sated. Let's make our way back to the lodge.
Hey,
I am at your service, Captain.
This member of our little family really pulled through for us.
Is anyone hurt? You didn't let Cora handle the artifact, did you? We don't know what effects it might have on someone her age.
Relax. We're fine. Go ahead. Time for that artifact to meet its siblings.
Of course.
Just, what are we building here?
I haven't picked up any kind of frequency or signal coming from it.
That doesn't mean much. This thing could be emitting something we can't even detect. As far as we know, we could be building a gigantic bomb that will blow up as soon as we finish it. Or maybe it's some kind of interstellar children's toy.
Why would either of those things give the Discoverer visions and music? It's a message. I'm sure of it.
We just have to hope that finding more of the pieces will give us some clue.
I hear that. Moving forward sometimes means fumbling around in the dark. I think Cora and I can use some downtime, but you let me know if you ever want to team up again. Oh, and since it tends to come up, me and my Rugrat co-pilot work as a team. That's non-negotiable. If I'm coming with, that means Cora's on your ship.
Catch you later, Sam.
Likewise. You know where to find us.
Hello there.
Got a minute?
Hey, good to see you.
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Ask away. Ask away.
What do you think of exploration?
There's so many planets, moons, celestial phenomena out there. Most captains just sail through the Great Black, not even really looking, appreciating. A lot of the time touching down on a virgin planet can be, well, uneventful. But every now and then, you see something no human has ever laid eyes on. That is what I live for.
Have you seen a lot of action?
I've seen my fair share of scrapes. Actually, a triple share with a massive bonus worth. Some folks say I'm the luckiest man alive after making it through some real whoppers. But the trick is to always keep a cool head. Impulsiveness, fear, adrenaline, all those will get you jumpy. You get too jumpy, your target could be 5 in front of you and you'll miss every time.
After all this is over, what's next for you?
There's no next. I want to be exploring until they pry the boots off my cold dead feet. I mean, Cora will go to university, and the price tag there is scarier than any jam we've been in. But for me, my truest love is the next star, the next horizon.
How does Cora's schooling work?
Cora has the complete top-of-its-class learning videos and lessons. And I have to occasionally do some of the old homeschooling. Fortunately, mainly it's the videos. Around when she was 7, she could already see the cracks in my knowledge. Come to think of it, I think she's doing an introductory college course in astrophysics. Not being graded, like, for fun. She's so weird.
I think you mean smart. Anyway, talk later.
Yeah, I was done too.
I am at your service, Captain. Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.
Outpost development? What do you mean?
The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment.
Sounds useful. I'll try it next time I touch down on a planet.
The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo.
How long have you been a part of Constellation?
I arrived along with many material goods purchased by the group's previous chair, Malcolm Livingstone. Despite several significant system replacements and upgrades, I have been online for 43 years.
I could use you on my crew, Vasco.
Captain, I will proceed to my assigned post.
I'd like you to follow me for a while.
I will follow behind you.
Find,
Hadrian told me to meet her on Sidonia. Let's head over there.